is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're talking about my Clear Your Shit Readathon TBR. So I was originally going to film a November TBR. However, I've been seeing the Clear Your Shit Readathon stuff coming up on Twitter, and they posted the announcement video for it a week or two ago, and I've just been sort of drawing myself into this readathon. It's going to be a sort of choose your own adventure type story. You get to sort of create a character, and you're supposed to be trying to save your kingdom of Shelfla, and I don't know, there's something about it that just, drew me in. I want to participate. And this readathon starts November 1st, and it's going for about 8 weeks, and so I think it ends on December 27th. So this has now turned into the readathon TBR, but also basically the books I want to try to get to by the end of the year. So I don't think we're going to have another new TBR in December. The Clear Your Shit Readathon was created by Mouse Reads and Ink and Plasma. I will leave all of their information as well as the announcement video and everything linked down below, and I'm very excited for it. Like I said, it's about 8 weeks long. I think they're going to be doing 24 prompts, so they said it's about 3 prompts a week. However, we don't really get to know how it fits into the story until they announce the prompts, I think once a week or so. We'll have to see as it goes. But we do have the list of prompts, and I picked books out that should fit these prompts. I don't have a full 24 because there are some surprise prompts that are going to be popping up, and I do reserve the right to change the books as I see fit. I'm pretty sure, unless there's some rule that you can't do that for certain character weaknesses and traits. We'll have to see. But there's a couple things in here that are going to be concrete choices because they can't change, but everything else, I reserve the right to change my mind if I want to, I guess. So let's jump into the prompts. Number 1, read your shortest book. For this one, I didn't want to pick anything that was a sequel that I had not already read the first books of, obviously. So the one that I have here is actually Skyward Volume 2. This is by Joe Henderson. I have read Volume 1. I think I read it last year sometime. So this is one of the ones that definitely fits, and it's 114 pages, I want to say, according to Goodreads. So this is one of the shortest books that I own, but it is the shortest one that I had already read the first volume, because I want to say all of my short graphic novels, basically, because that's what they were sequels. But there was a couple that I had book 1 and book 2. So this is the one that we're going to go with. Number 2, read the book that's been on your shelf the longest. So I had to go through my Goodreads, and basically I went through my want to read shelf and I just sorted them by when I added them on Goodreads, and I am almost 100% sure that this book has been on my shelf the longest, and that is going to be The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I read the first book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, earlier this year for a different readathon, and so I'm going to be reading the second one, which is The Restaurant at the End of the Universe. It's about 200-ish pages, I think, according to Goodreads, a normal book of it. But for this one, it goes from page 145 to 310. It's a very nice floppy book. I enjoyed the first one well enough. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So I'm very excited to jump into the second one of this. And just so we know how long that I've had it on my Goodreads shelf, which is also these shelves, I added it onto my want to read list on Goodreads in 2012, the beginning of 2012. So it's been 8 years that I've probably owned this book. Number 3, read a book about a group of people, heist, found family, or otherwise. For that one, I'm picking Seven Devils by Laura Lamb and Elizabeth May. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be found family. There's also, I'm pretty sure, maybe not a heist, but their new mission is to infiltrate a spaceship ferrying deadly cargo. So I think this should fit. This is also going to be a buddy read that I am buddy reading with Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. I will leave her channel linked down below as well. And we're supposed to be reading it around the beginning of November. So hopefully I can actually read it during this readathon for the right prompt. Number 4, read a book with an animal in it. Now this one I was not entirely sure about, but I double checked with Allie from Read by Allie because this is one of her favorite middle grade series, and she said it does have animals in it. Mythical, extinct, and or otherwise. And so it's going to be Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. I am very excited to read this. It's a little bit of a chunker, but it is middle grade, so it should go by pretty quickly. And this is one of, like I said, Read by Allie's favorite middle grade series, and it just makes me want to pick it up. I don't know much about it, but there's magic involved, and I'm very excited. Number 5, read a book that's been intimidating you. So I probably have a few books that are intimidating, but the one I picked is Vincent and Theo by Deborah Hilligman. I picked this because technically it is non-fiction. It is based on letters that the Van Gogh brothers sent each other. I don't know much else about it. Look, oh, pictures. But I do believe it is supposed to be written more like a novelization. At least I'm hoping so. But it is non-fiction, and so that's a little bit scary for me because I don't really do non-fiction very often. So yes. Number 6, read a scary book. For this one, I'm going with Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare. I actually just picked this up in October, and I'm very excited to read it. I have heard really good things about it. I believe it's about a murderous clown. I don't know, but I'm very, very excited to read it, and if I don't get to it in October, this is going on this TBR. Number 7 is a mini boss battle, which is one of the surprises, so I don't have any book picked for that. Number 8 is a book free space. I'm going to leave those free so I can add in any books that I need to as we go. Number 9 is read a fantasy book. For that one, I picked Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. I actually just read Black Sun by her, which was a new 2020 release earlier in October. That one is more of like an epic high fantasy, and I have come to the realization that that kind of fantasy is not necessarily my favorite. I do still enjoy them. However, urban fantasy is one that I really, really do like, and that's what this is supposed to be more of. I believe it's also maybe post-apocalyptic, but it's going to be following like Navajo myths and legends and gods, and I'm very, very excited to read this one. Number 10, the most expensive book on your TBR. I probably could have picked a couple different ones, but I'm going with Godsgrave by Jay Kristoff. This is the Illumicrate edition because I actually had ordered the original UK hardcover edition of Nevernight years ago, but I never knew when Godsgrave came out, and I totally missed picking up the UK edition of Godsgrave because they're gorgeous. So I did end up picking up the set of both Nevernight and Godsgrave in this Illumicrate edition, which has the black sprayed edges. They're signed. It also has the gorgeous Under the Dust jacket, which was the whole reason I purchased the Nevernight one in the first place. And because I live in the US and Illumicrate is from the UK, shipping also factors into how much I actually spent on these books. And so the fact that these books were expensive and I had a lot of shipping to ship them over, I think both books ended up close to $100 total. I could be wrong, a little bit off on the actual price, but I want to say that's close to what it is. I think this is one of the most expensive books I own that I have not read yet. I did read Nevernight earlier this year. I don't know how it's going to continue in the series after the ending of Nevernight, but this is the next book, so I guess we'll see. Number 11, prettiest book cover. We're going with Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. I am so excited to get into this one. I am currently loving the illustrated type of covers that we have been getting lately, and this one is freaking gorgeous. This one is illustrated by Lenny Kaufman, just in case anybody wants to know, because I am in love with this one. This is going to be an adult romance that has a fat, plus-sized main character. It's going to deal with themes of fan fiction and cosplay and fandom, and I am ready. Everybody that I am friends with seems to have loved this so far, and it is gorgeous. Number 12, read a magical book. This is going to be a side quest, and it is to read The Scapegracers. I do have that on my want to read list on Goodreads, however, I don't own it, so I don't know if I'm going to read this one or not. We shall see. Number 13, read a book that has the color blue or water theme. I went with the color blue, and we're going to read Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. This is another one that I've been meaning to get to. I pre-ordered this one earlier this year, and once it came in, I just didn't read it, mostly because this is the UK edition, which came out about a month later than the US edition, and I feel like I just got behind on all the hype, but I'm super excited for it. Number 14, read a book with a character you think you'll want to fight. I don't fully know what I want for that prompt yet. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit more specific when we get into the actual readathon or not. I'm leaving that one blank for now because I don't know who I would want to fight. Number 15, read a book recommended for you. For this one, I'm actually going with recommendations from BookTube, and I'm going with Elatsoe by Darcy Littlebadger. Both Kayla from Books and Lala and Brody from Et2 Brody have recommended this book. They love it. I've seen them talk about it on YouTube and Twitter, and this book is also really, really gorgeous, which is why I picked it up. I think it has to do with ghosts. I don't know much else, but I trust their opinions, and so that's the one we're going with. Number 16, read a book that you don't remember the prompt for. I don't know what this prompt means, because books don't usually come with prompts. Books come with summaries. Books come with themes and genres and stuff like that, so I don't know if it's necessarily just that we aren't sure what prompt the book fits for or not. I have a tentative selection, and that is going to be The 12, The Father, which is an indie graphic novel that I picked up at Phoenix Comic Con a couple years ago, and I don't know how this would fit into any prompts, but I need to read it by the end of the year because I'm trying to do an alphabet reading challenge where you read one book for every letter of the alphabet, and this is the only book I have that starts with an X, technically. So I do need to read this, but I don't know if it even fits for this prompt, so I feel like because of that, I think it does fit for this prompt. Number 17 is the second mini boss battle, so we don't know the prompt for that yet. Number 18 is another free book space, so we're gonna skip that one for now. Number 19, read a book with a map in it. For that one, we have Crier's War by Nina Varela. This one is, I believe, sci-fi instead of fantasy, but we do have a map, and I have been meaning to read more YA sci-fi. This is also female-female romance, which I am living for, so I'm very, very excited to jump into this one. Number 20, read your oldest book by publication date. So obviously this is one of the ones that I cannot change later on because books only have like one original publication date, but the one I'm picking is The Return of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm actually going to be reading The Hound of the Baskervilles at the end of October. We still have a little bit of time, and that's going to be one of my books for Fortnite Frights. So technically that one was published before this, but that book should be finished with by the time this readathon rolls around. So this is my oldest book by publication date besides that other one. Number 21, read a pre-order, a book with a sequel coming out, or a library reservation. So for this one, again, I'm not too sure if it means read a book that I have pre-ordered that is not out yet, or read a book that I had bought as a pre-order, because I have both for that. I have a couple more books that are still coming out near the end of this year, and I do have other books that I pre-ordered that I just haven't read yet. So I have not picked anything definite for this because I wasn't too sure how other people are doing it yet, so we will see closer to that time. Number 22, read a book with a shiny cover or it has a magical object in it. For that one, I'm going with this shiny book. I mean, you can tell it has a shiny cover. This is Jane Unlimited by Kristen Kishore. This is another one that I keep meaning to read. People have told me to read this, and I still need a J for my reading the alphabet for this year. So I definitely should get to this one. I'm very excited for it. It is supposed to be sort of weird, alternate reality-ish, maybe. But yeah, I'm excited. Number 23 is another free book choice spot. And then number 24 is the final boss battle. So not a mini boss anymore, and we don't know the prompt for that. So those are the 24 prompts that we have for this readathon, but I do have a couple other books here that I need to read by the end of the year. One is You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria. This is an adult romance. I need to read it because I still need a Y for my alphabet reading challenge. And then also Zero Repeat Forever by G.S. Prendergast. This is a YA sci-fi, I believe it is, and a Z for my alphabet reading challenge because I have not read those yet. I think I still need to do J, K, X, Y, Z. So I have everything I need for that. That's it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. If you have any suggestions for books for the prompts I did not do yet, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of these before, because this is a ton of books and I need to know what to prioritize. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Mondays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!